My team was asking me the other day, why is confidence one of our core values at Diamond Accelerator? Why do you talk about it so much? Why do you ask us to brag better about ourselves? Another comment was, you push us so hard to own our results, and it's not really a part of my personality to do that. Why do you ask us to celebrate our work? Why can't our work just speak for ourselves? And so we had just the greatest conversation this morning in our all hands team meeting to start our week. And what I told them was that why confidence is really what I believe to be the most important core value at Diamond Accelerator is that, you know, I don't think of it as something about it's not about ego. Confidence isn't about ego. I believe that confidence is really about showing evidence. And it's not about helping you remember what's already true. It's to show that you have done the work, that you've earned your seat at the table. And for that, you are allowed and frankly, really called to take up space and to do it boldly, to do it unapologetically. Um, and that ask from me, from yourself, I know can be uncomfortable. So when I was talking about this with my team, I had shared, my own personal story of years ago, knowing, what it's like to sit back and to wait for someone to tell you you're doing great, to wait for permission to be called on to lead, to wait to be seen, to be chosen, right? To be validated. And I had minimized my own wins. I've stayed quiet when I should have spoken up. And I've even watched others take credit for my results in my work. But I did that not because I wasn't good enough, but really because I was afraid. And what I realized is that I was afraid of what people would think, afraid of being too loud, too bold, too much for people, right? I was probably also afraid of being rejected, is another thing that I'm sure was there at the root of it. But what I realized is, that fear, that silence that I was sitting in, it's what strips us of our power, right? And I refuse to let that happen inside of my team at Diamond Accelerator. So that's why confidence is such an important, if not the most important core value that we talk about almost daily at Diamond Accelerator. So when I hear things like, oh, it's not in my personality to talk about myself or to be bold or take credit, right? It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's not part of my culture to do that. When I hear that, guys, I get so excited. Inside I think, awesome, great. This is going to be fun because a lot of growth happens when you get uncomfortable. I love making people feel uncomfortable because if they embrace it, great things will happen for them. And at Diamond Accelerator, guys, confidence is not a luxury here. It really is a requirement of them and it should be a requirement for you as a leader of your team, of your medical aesthetic practice, because when you lead your team, when you lead your patients, you are driving results, outcomes, and really a part of something that you're building that is so much bigger than yourselves. So I believe that confidence really is the root, especially for women. And if that root is if it's weak, right, everything on top of it will just be wobbly, and not reach its fullest potential. So when someone in your life pushes you to speak up, to own your results, to stop waiting for validation and start really leading with that belief, right? It's not just to push you out of your comfort zone, right? It's to help you to really pull back into your own truth, right? Into your awesomeness. Because when you think about it, when you're rooted in confidence, you can show up with really magnetic energy. You can speak with conviction. You can recommend with bold certainty and really like deliver results that don't just check boxes, right? Don't just check boxes. Don't just show up and make an appearance, but you want to be a game changer, right? And that really is not only the standard at Diamond Accelerator, the standard for myself and for those around me, but this is an expectation. It's an expectation to show up with confidence. But, really, I see it as this gift. It's a gift that we can give each other, that we can give ourselves, and remind each other of what is really inside of us, to reroot each other in our own truth and our own awesomeness. So the next time that I ask you or someone else in your life to brag better, to take credit, to really own it, right? Know that you're not just, and we're not just encouraging you, right? But really empowering you, because when you lead with confidence, everything else around you and inside of you will grow. Everything will grow. It really is that impactful. Um, it is going to make a difference in your income. It's going to make a difference in how you influence others. And it will help you to really build something bigger than yourselves. And who doesn't want to be a part of that? Who doesn't think that that doesn't sound and feel amazing? So that's why confidence is one of our core values at Diamond Accelerator. That's why even in my personal life, I'm such a huge proponent, and I'm looking for that and drawing that out of others in myself, and not being afraid to show up boldly, to show up unapologetically. That's what we live by here at Diamond Accelerator, because I want you to shine your light brightly, always, always. So when you are So when you are thinking about what your core values at your medical aesthetic practices should be, are, really think about what it is that you want your company, your team, yourself to be at the root of everything. Your core values should help you to make better decisions faster. It should help you to reward people. It should help you to identify opportunities to grow and to teach people. So when you're thinking about what core values should be for your company, confidence is one that I would throw in the ring every single time, and why it's my favorite here at Diamond Accelerator. Thanks for spending a little time with me on this Monday morning. And as you speak into your team and your company, remember that it's not always just about the numbers, right? But really speaking into them about your culture and your core values and your mission and your vision, and bringing it back to that, and the numbers will come at the end of the day. So always bring it back to how you can serve others and to build and grow yourself.